This is New York 1 Live at 10. Here's what we're following tonight.
Once again, climate change is real. It's a public health issue. It's at our doorstep from thousands of miles away. I don't know what more evidence we need than what's happening all around us right now.
It is at our doorstep. The city remains under a potentially dangerous cloud of smoke due to raging wildfires in Canada. We have expanded team coverage tonight. Plus, City Hall now suing upstate counties for blocking asylum seekers from moving there. And it's the first night of the Tribeca Festival. George Whipple on the red carpet. Those stories and more happening now on New York 1 Live at 10. Hey, thanks for being here with us on this busy Wednesday night. I'm Cheryl Wills. We're following developing news as we come on the air. And if I could say, in our 30 years on the air, we have never seen a day like this one. An orange haze settling over the city. Health officials say there's major cause for concern. That smoke comes from raging wildfires in Canada. And tonight, New Yorkers warned to stay inside with the windows sealed shut. The poor air quality triggering a number of cancellations today, including after-school activities, today's Yankees game postponed, flights delayed, and we're all back to wearing masks again. The air tonight just not safe to breathe. We have expanded team coverage throughout the hour. Victoria Manna live in Brooklyn with reaction from the mayor and the governor. Let's begin with our chief meteorologist. He's been on the air monitoring the air since this morning. And John, where do things stand tonight?
Yeah, we still have very unhealthy air quality levels right now, Cheryl. We're sitting at about 200 on that air quality index that we're all becoming very familiar with. We maxed out today at about 413. The scale only goes up to 500. So it was a day that we have not seen before. You can still see some of the smog around, even in the dark here. Let's kind of give you a perspective of where we do stand. So here's the world rankings in terms of the worst air quality in the entire planet. And right now, New York City, #1. We've been sitting at #1 now for about 12 hours. Very unusual to see that. Let's break this down to the local level, show you what's going on in your neighborhood. And certainly, we are still seeing some extreme amounts. So this is airnow.gov, and this is real-time air monitoring from the government air sensors. And we'll go through this and show you what we're seeing. And right now, certainly in Staten Island, we're seeing levels about 233. As we take a look over to Queens, we're seeing levels 324 still at this hour. So the way this works is air pollution is lowest in the morning, and then it peaks late in the afternoon. And then this time of night, it still lingers. So the Yankees got canceled today. Right now, the air quality there, about 220. You can see here just a little south of Morrisania, 302 still at this hour. So it is not any better right now. Take a look at this. This is the smoke tracker, our smoke scanner, and what we're going to follow here are these plumes of smoke. We got hit by one punch today really hard. Wait till you see tomorrow. Tomorrow's punch goes to Buffalo and to Pittsburgh. So tomorrow we get missed by the smoke. We'll still have smoke in our atmosphere, but it's not going to be anything like what we had today. So still very rough out there at this hour. Tomorrow not as extreme, but real true relief for everybody, Cheryl. It's going to take all the way to Sunday. We'll have more on this throughout the hour.
John Davitt leading us off tonight. We'll check back soon, and our team coverage continues now with Victoria Manna. She has the latest from the mayor and the governor. They all addressed what they call an unprecedented event in our city's history. Victoria live for us in Brooklyn Heights. Good evening to you, Victoria.
Good evening, Cheryl. And New Yorkers may have had to grab this mask out of the COVID archives for today, but the rhetoric used by city officials was very reminiscent of that time. Stay indoors, stay safe, and mask up.
When I woke up, my whole room was yellow.
New Yorkers said when they stepped outside Wednesday, it felt like they were stepping into a movie scene.
You see those commercials for movies where it's like end of the world or post-apocalyptic. It's just a little weird. Kind of smells nice, but I don't know. Never experienced this before.
Since last week, parts of Canada have been grappling with raging wildfires. That smoke has made its way into the 5 boroughs. New Yorkers on social media posted photos and videos of orange, hazy skies and smog-filled streets, many choosing to mask up.
It's just one of those cases where it's like you don't want to tempt any other issues to go on.
I had a supply from COVID, so getting it ready wasn't really a problem, and I just decided better to err on the side of caution.
Governor Hochul announcing Wednesday that the state will distribute 1 million masks to New Yorkers.
They'll be made available at state facilities. We have over 400,000 distributed to members of the public at state parks, MTA stations, Javits Center, Port Authority, and bus terminal, and anywhere else people need them.
On Tuesday, the city began issuing air quality advisories and recommending that New Yorkers with health issues remain indoors. On Wednesday, Mayor Eric Adams said the air quality in New York is the worst it's been in decades.
At 5 p.m., the air quality index hit 484, a hazardous condition that we are facing. On the levels of health concern that is clearly alarming for all New Yorkers. This is the highest level index of our knowledge since the 60s.
An air quality index number of 300 or higher is considered hazardous. The mayor says conditions will continue to deteriorate into Thursday, with no relief until the weekend.
So it's one of those cases where it's like something that seemed so far away to then affect us so fast, really just puts perspective of the entire scheme of things.
Once again, climate change is real. It's a public health issue. It's at our doorstep from thousands of miles away. I don't know what more evidence we need than what's happening all around us right now.
And officials recommend that all New Yorkers avoid extended periods of time outdoors, especially those vulnerable New Yorkers, those with any heart conditions or respiratory conditions. And if you do have to spend time outdoors, to wear a mask. Those will be distributed at police precincts and firehouses. Cheryl.
Victoria Manna live in Brooklyn Heights tonight. Many New Yorkers now wondering if it'll be safe to head out in the morning. Today, a lot of people were in a hazy Central Park, and that's where we find our Eric Feldman.
Central Park, usually a place to feel like you've left New York City, but nothing can make you escape the smoke blanketing us from the wildfires in Canada, leading to a warning by city leaders to stay inside.
Client told me I could sit in her apartment.
Verna Hayward is a senior citizen, but she had to be out on Wednesday.
This is Moose.
She's a dog walker with clients who live near the park.
I knew enough I've got a double mask.
She's cutting her walk shorter, but on the southern end of the park, Wagdi Isa can't do that.
I can smell in the air.
He works at Jasmine Central Park, a food truck by Columbus Circle. He says it gets so hot inside, he has to step outside into the smoke many times a day.
It's a little tough.
Others chose to be outside. Some masked up, many did not, including some children, despite city warnings that kids should stay inside. A couple of the pickleball courts at Waldman Rink were in use. And about a mile north, we found people exercising.
How tough has it been to work out today?
Calvin Fraley was just warming up.
It's actually been okay.
He was set to run for an hour.
The air felt a little bit heavy.
Jay Sethi just finished a 3-mile run and says he had no doubt about getting in a sweat.
It looks awful, but it's not raining.
But Central Park was not what you'd expect on a typical sunny day in June. The horses were kept inside. The city health department issued a work suspension for carriage horses due to poor air quality. And this bike rack was nearly full when we're told it would typically be empty.
I start out early and more concerned about how it's going to be later on this afternoon.
For Verna Hayward, she's doing what she can in this weather for her business, as long as her dogs can quickly do theirs. In Central Park, Eric Feldman, New York 1.
Coming up in our next half hour, how to protect yourself, especially if you suffer from respiratory diseases. We talk live with a doctor from NYU. Our coverage continues at 10:30. You're watching New York 1 Live at 10. When we return, the latest on the migrant dilemma. City officials tonight filing a lawsuit against dozens of counties upstate, banning the transfer of asylum seekers. Also tonight, special honors for New York's bravest and finest. Highlights from today's Medal Day ceremony. And later, 25 years after launching rap music into the stratosphere, the Sugar Hill Gang still going strong. Live at 10, back in 2 minutes.
Now what you hear is not a test. We'll rap it to the